Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Yet another video where I do not have my collection near me or with me fully. I am in the process of officially moving into what was once my wife's house, is now our house. And I'm trying to organize final move days for the stuff that's still in my apartment, which includes about 75% of my vinyl records. I did move the CD player, speakers, and the turntable, over this past weekend. So it's been a very busy few days. We kind of took Sunday off, filming this on Monday, and just trying to get all of the details squared away. So that leads into kind of a discussion. I know some of you all have had times where you've been away from your house. I know our friend Brian, over at the Embryonic Robot channel, was just away for several months while his house was undergoing extensive renovations. And I'm just curious, what do you do when you are without your collection, or if you have not set up your record collection? Now, your turntable, I should say. Again, I have everything. I brought it in on Saturday. I have not had time to set it up. Again, I've only had it for less than 2 days now here at the house, and I miss playing music physically. We have a TV in here that we've played a couple of albums on Spotify, and then we had a longer trip the other weekend going back to my apartment, so we listened to some albums there again on streaming. But there's still that thing that's missing of looking at the CD, at the record, being in the room with everything. There's just something that's missing, and something I'm very excited to happen and to bring to the house here, so that we can have a legitimate record room here in the basement. Um, Again, I'm trying to figure out what to do, how to set up. The basement will be where the music predominantly is now. Uh, we did put on our registry, a second turntable, with the thought that we could entertain guests upstairs, here in the living room, with a turntable and speakers. And one of my joys when I have company is to pick a record, spin it, and let people hear real music from a physical format, not just putting a Amazon Alexa or an Echo up onto a counter and playing streamed music. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just not my scene. It's not my bag. Uh, and so yeah, I'm just in this spot of trying to figure out where to put the music. The last couple of videos that I've recorded have been upstairs in a small office where I've been working, the last few days, and where I've worked while my wife and I were dating, and I would come to visit. Um, but it's a small space, and I'm just trying to figure out, do I continue working up there? I love to have the records playing while I'm working. I work from home, and so there's this idea of like, oh, I want to go to the basement to work, 'cause that's where my vinyl is going to be, and that's where the majority of my posters and everything are going to be hung. Uh, but also there's there's not a window down there. There's it's in the basement. Am I too isolated? Different things like that I'm kind of making decisions about. So just kind of some ponderings. I'm not sure, what the final setup will be. I might, this week, plug in the CD player, at least upstairs, and have music playing, while I'm working, instead of streaming it. It's not the same for me at all. And so that's where I'm kind of sitting. That's where my mindset is. I would love to know your thoughts when you move into a new home. When you're away for an extended period. Those of you that take long holidays, a month at a time. What do you do without the music? I know we all survive without the music, but how are you feeling? What are your emotions? when you're away from it. Personally, I don't like it. I want to have the vinyl and the CDs here, and they're on their way. They will be getting here, hopefully, fingers crossed, by this weekend. But again, then becomes the process of putting the shelves back up, um, organizing everything alphabetically, which hopefully everything stays as organized as it can in these boxes, and I've labeled them the best that I can. So that's all I've got. Let me know your thoughts, vinyl community out there, and yeah, I'd love to talk to you in the comments. All right. In the meantime, y'all be good. Take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.